Good morning! It's happening tonight, full moon in Taurus, and I would like to take a couple of minutes to tell you more about it. So, in order to understand the energy of the full moon in Taurus, we basically have to look at the sign in opposite to Taurus, which is Scorpio, because this is where the new moon started a couple of weeks ago. So, without further ado, what is the Taurus? Well, Taurus is an earth sign. And the best way to understand what it means is to imagine a bull in a paddock. So the bull is actually comfortable, is okay, is safe, is eating the grass. And he is safe because there is a fence that protects him. Nobody can enter the field and nobody can get out. So really the energy of Taurus is about comfort, safety, stability, and security. Now, I mentioned in previous video that in astrology, when we look at the moon, it's to basically understand what makes us happy. When the moon goes around the planet Earth, it's in orbit. And with the weight of the moon, it actually creates what we call the gravitational pull. And that's what causes the tides in the ocean. The moon attracts the water to itself. But our body is also made at 70 to 80% of water. So when the moon goes around the earth, it's actually creating emotional tides. So it rises our emotions. And when we have a full moon in a sign, basically there's part of us that wants to go to the energy of that sign. So when there is a full moon in Taurus, maybe at a subconscious level, what we really want is to be that bull in that paddock, is to be this, having this sense of safety, security, and comfort. But it doesn't, what we need to understand is where the moon comes from. Because 2 weeks ago, there was the new moon in Scorpio. So what is the new moon? Well, basically the new moon is when the sun is conjunct to the moon. This is why you cannot see it in the sky. It's the new moon. There is no object in the sky to reflect the light of the sun. And that's the beginning of a new cycle. It's a fresh start. And that fresh start happened to be in the sign of Scorpio. So what is Scorpio? Well, Scorpio is the signs of transformation. It's transformation, death, and rebirth. Really, the Scorpio is a water sign, so it's an invite to dive deep into your emotions. And if we look at the tarot cards, the sign of Scorpio is represented by the death. And also, if you notice, around the full moon, around the new moon in Scorpio, it's always in November. We have Halloween, we have celebration around death, like All Saints, as well as El Día de los Muertos, and so on. We can also associate the sign of Scorpio to the 7 veils of Isis. The veils that basically draw the line between the invisible and the I lose my word, sorry, between the visible and the unconscious. It's very much a time where you have an opportunity to deep dive into the mysteries of the soul and subject of death and rebirth, right? It also forces you to see beyond what is visible. And in this process of transformation, there is also a process of purification, of new beginning. When we look at the Scorpio energy, we could very much associate it to a volcano. The volcano will have an eruption, and this eruption will burn the land. There is also some type of agriculture where you are burning the soil. But you are not burning the soil for just the sake of burning it. You are burning it because in that process of cleanup, in that process of purification, after the soil is burnt, well, it will be highly fertile. And you basically prepare the soil for a better results in terms of agriculture. So I know it's a lot of metaphors and a lot of analogies, but basically what it means is that this process of transformation, where you have to burn the soil, where you have to work it out, when you have to turn it, is basically for a fresh new start, for a new beginning in a soil that will be a lot more fertile. And really this new moon in Scorpio invites you to go through a process of meditation, reflection, and time to isolate yourself, to think, So it's very much of an internalization. And there's different ways to experience this energy. So if everything is perfect in your life and you are happy, going through this process can be quite beautiful, because it's very much a time where you are going to have an opportunity to be face to face with your inner truth, right? It's a time where you can take decision. It's a time where you can unblock stagnant situation. And in a sense, it's a period of evolution, of renewal, of a new beginning, of new starts. However, let's talk about Scorpio. If we think about Scorpio, who is the ruler of Scorpio? It's Pluto. And Pluto is the master of the underworld. So if this energy is not well lived, it can actually be quite difficult. Because being the master of the underworld, it means that it can be the darkness that rises within us, and it's a time where you can have a lot of tension, internal tension, a lot of memories that were buried that can come back, a lot of secrets that come back to light. There could be periods of heavy burdens that you have to carry on your shoulders. It can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, and all this energy somewhere, somehow, needs to come out. It's important that this energy comes out, because it's a time where you need to dissolve everything that is toxic to your life, whether they're people, whether they're situation, whether they're thoughts. It needs to come out. And because we are talking about the new moon in Scorpio, we are also going to have those subjects around themes that are scorpionic. So I'm talking about sex, I'm talking about money, and I'm talking about death. When I talk about sex, I make reference to power control, possession, jealousy, all the things that are not said. When I talk about money, I'm actually referring to matters of trust, joint finance, income tax, inheritance, all the things that are linked to legal matters. And when I talk about death, I actually refers to wellness, illnesses, and all those realities of life. But in essence, all those energies, whether you live them well or you experience them in a difficult way, they need to come out with one aim, is the evolution of the soul. And we can see here how the scorpionic energy comes to dissolve the old and allow you to go through the creation of new realities. So really, here we are talking about death in a symbolic way, because what this energy does is actually bringing to light your fears. What is it that you need to face? And you need to face those fears basically to find a certain level of freedom. And in a sense, this is the power of transformation. This is what allows you to heal. But when we talk about astrology, we always need to find a balance, because here we are talking about the scorpionic and the Taurian energy. And Taurus, the master of Taurus is Venus, and Venus is the planet of love. So there's part of you with this full moon in Taurus that wants to have the love, the comfort, the security, the well-being. And you need to find the right transition. You need to get rid of that scorpionic energy and really learn how to forgive. Really learn from the heart to let go of the grudge, of the sense of revenge, of the themes of control, of possession, of jealousy. These are all the things that you need to let go so you can start a new journey, and you can embrace those Taurian values of comfort, peace, and security in a happy way. So that's it for today. I hope this little video helps you better understand this moon energy. The full moon is tonight. I invite you to take a few minutes, to observe it, if it's not raining, to observe it and to, meditate, think about the things that are toxic in your life and you want to honestly let go. And then, well, I'll see you in a month where we are going to talk about the full moon in Gemini. Have a great time, guys. See you soon. Bye.